Now we've got our first draft, it needs knocking into shape. This text needs to do 3 things: say everything we want it to say, flow logically, and be easy to understand. These 3 tips will help your writing do these things as effectively as possible. 1. Who am I? When writing a first draft, we're very close to the work. We're immersed in it, just getting our thoughts onto the page. We haven't worried too much about whether it's in exactly the right order. We've overwritten so that we can cut back later, and we haven't been too concerned with using exactly the right words. To sort things out, we need to become the reader. What will they get from the words? Will they understand what we mean? Have we used language appropriate to the audience? We need to look at our writing with detachment and consider what our reader will get from the words. Trust your gut instinct. If you feel that something isn't right, try to work out what that is. The subconscious mind can be a very powerful tool here. If there's something you're not sure about, write this down on a piece of paper last thing at night before you go to sleep. Your subconscious will work on it overnight, and the answer may well come to you the next day when you least expect it. When you're walking the dog, when you're washing up, or when you're in the shower. These are activities during which we're not actually thinking about the problem. We're performing repetitive tasks that give our subconscious time to recognize the solution for us. Point 2. KISS. KISS stands for Keep It Simple, Simon. Our writing is a vehicle to communicate with others. We need to make their journey as comfortable as possible. It's therefore important to keep our writing simple, clear, and concise. One strategy is to imagine we're explaining the subject to a child or an adult who knows nothing about it. This forces us to explain things in simple terms. Simple, effective language is key. If you're a student, your essay, dissertation, or article needs to demonstrate your knowledge and understanding. The less your reader has to work to follow what you're saying, the better. Make it as easy as possible for your reader, especially if the topic is complex. Use punctuation and sentence length to vary the rhythm and deliver your words in a user-friendly way. Resist the temptation to look for synonyms because you think this will make your writing sound clever or academic. Very often, these words aren't accurate. Try to avoid using words you wouldn't use in everyday conversation. If you have a choice between a simple word and a fancy word, use the simple word every time. Point 3. Old school methods. When you've got a document you're fairly happy with, a very effective technique for editing is to read it aloud to yourself. This might feel a bit daft, but I do this with everything I write. When reading aloud, sentences that are too long stand out. You'll also spot repetition more easily. When we're reading in our heads, we're really just absorbing the content. By actually verbalizing what we've written, repetition is more obvious because we have to make the same noises more than once. If any sentences are difficult, rewrite them until they're easy to say. By reading your text aloud, you'll get far greater insight and build a stronger relationship with the writing. You might still want to make changes afterwards, but this technique will vastly improve your text. So here's a summary of what we've learned. The need for audience awareness, the importance of keeping things simple, clear and concise, and that reading the work aloud can transform our writing. Give these tips a try and I'm sure you'll see positive results. Remember though, don't overthink it.